This podcast was brought to you by Uncle Geeb Productions. Hey guys, and welcome everyone to the Drip and Geeb podcast. I'm your host, Uncle Geeb, and with me is Host Drip Media Gaming. We record this podcast live every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can listen to this podcast on Apple, Spotify, or anywhere you can listen to podcasts. You can also become a member of this podcast, get extra podcast content every single month. You can also go to our merch website and pick up some beautiful merch. Use code pre-order 10 to get 10% off because they're all pre-orders. They probably won't ship for a couple more weeks. The printing units themselves are coming in the mail still, so
it's gonna be great.
As soon as those are in, we'll be shipping them out. Anyway, Drip, we're talking about Zelda tonight, dude. Zelda.
I know, I'm excited.
We have
I've been excited about this one all week.
News, right? It's not news.
It is news. It is. You keep saying that. You've been saying that all week. Oh, it's not like it is. It's from the creator. This is news.
When I say it's not news, what I mean is it's not. We don't have confirmation of anything in particular. It's just we had the creator of Zelda himself talking about the future of Zelda. So it's that itself is the news, I suppose. But before we get to any of that, and we're not a news podcast, by the way, just FYI.
Are we
Drip.
not? Are you sure?
I'm like
what?
it's like RGT who says he's not a Nintendo
Not a
YouTuber.
Nintendo
We're
YouTuber.
not a news podcast.
Yeah, we're not.
Drip, how you doing this week?
I'm doing good, man. It's been a good week. I've had a wonderful week. I haven't really done a whole lot, I don't think, but it's been a good week. Calm.
Good. That's always good.
Yeah, not a lot to report here, honestly. I did get the trash out on time last Thursday. That was the first time in 3 weeks, so that was pretty big. Pretty happy about that. We were getting a pretty big pile on the side of the house there. It was getting to be a little bit much, so that was taken care of. I'm totally gonna do it again tonight. It's gonna happen.
Did you leave them a gift because your trash was so much?
No, I've told you about the trash.
Yes,
thing,
you've
right?
told me about your trash thing.
Have I talked about it on
You
here?
should talk about it on the air if you're comfortable about it.
I am. It's crazy. Okay, I'll tell this story.
This is not Nintendo related, but it's wild. You should all hear this story.
It's worth hearing. Yeah. So, years and years ago, long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, I signed up for the trash service, and they take it out like quarterly. It's like, I don't know,
most people,
$50 quarterly or something like that. I don't even remember. Whatever it is. There was one point where I was going to start recycling some stuff, and I called to see if I could get like a recycling bin, and how that worked. And they were like, "You don't have an account with us." And I was like, "Okay." And I just hung up and sitting there thinking like, "Oh my God, that bill came and I never paid it." But I forgot that I didn't pay the bill because they picked my trash up. They continued to pick my trash up. That was probably 7 years ago. That was like 7 years ago. I have not paid for trash to be picked up from my house in 7 years. They just keep taking it.
And the way
it's like an experiment. Now I just want to see how far I can go. Like when is it going to be? I always look out the window every Friday morning. Like,
I bet
they take it.
I bet
they took it. They took it. They took it. Like, it's wild. It's crazy. I don't know why they keep doing it.
Normally I'd be like, Mister, you probably should get that dealt with just for like morality's sake. But here's the thing. It's not like you're taking advantage of them. You're not telling them you need to take my trash. You're not
I'm just putting it there.
You're not even baiting them to. You're just literally putting your trash there and seeing what happens. And magically, once a week, you put your trash out there, and magically it's gone.
And listen to this. It gets better. Like 3-4 weeks ago. No, it was probably maybe 2 months ago. There was like, I don't even know what it was. They were off a day. And I think I missed it or something, but I had it out because I didn't know what day they were coming next. And the other trash service that comes through here on Tuesdays, not my Thursday people, the Tuesday people, my brother was outside going to work, and he's like, the other trash people took your trash.
Oh my God.
Why?
You know why? Why? The answer to that question, Drip, is because they are the trash people. That's what they do. They take the trash. They don't ask questions. They don't follow the rules.
Why?
They are the rules. They just take the
rules
trash.
when it comes to that, though?
There are no rules.
Do they have a little map?
We are the trash people, and we take trash. This is the game.
Do they have a map where it's like, okay, Clearly they don't. But it's like,
No
okay,
math.
this guy pays, this guy doesn't. Like, how do you know who to pick up and who not to?
No,
it's just
exactly.
a guess.
No, they don't. They're not guessing. They go out and they seek the trash. That's what they do. They're the trash men. They take the trash. They're doing everybody a service. They're just like,
they are definitely doing me a service. That's for sure.
It's a military operation, Drip. They're burning our trash and turning it into rocket fuel. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. Whatever they do with it, they must be making money off of it somehow because they're just
No. They're in it for the game, the sport, Drip. This is a sport.
Oh, that's why I'm in it.
You know,
that's what I'm saying.
all the trash trucks.
At this point, it's an experiment.
All the trash
I just
trucks.
want to know how long this can go.
You see their logo on the side truck? That's not their company. That's their team. It's a sport. You don't. This is what you're missing. That's they. Okay, I'm done.
They're trying. That's why the other ones take it too. They're like, oh no, that's ours. That's
exactly.
Ours.
They're backing it up. Okay,
I get it. I get it.
Thank you, that one. The sweater is, but I have a gyroid sweater on right now. Thank you very much for listening. Let's bring this podcast back on the rails.
Sorry about the trash rant, but
no, that was great. That was amazing content.
It's probably interesting stuff.
That's probably better content than we had in a few months.
Yeah, we can start doing some some stories if we need to. Story time.
Hey, Drip, let's take out the metaphorical trash and let's talk about.
No, let's not.
Oh.
Let's talk about our beer of the week.
Oh, I almost forgot about the beer of the week.
Let's do that.
What do you
I'll
have?
start.
Yeah.
It is the Christmas season.
Tis.
And I went down to the store and I was like, what are we going to do? I was looking for something festive. The only thing I could find was Smirnoff Ice, Red, White, and Mary. Red, White, and Mary. It is a holiday punch, black cherry, cranberry, and blood orange with hints of ginger. 4.5% alcohol. Pretty tasty, honestly.
That sounds amazing.
It's like juice. It's pretty good.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of nice.
That sounds wonderful. My beer of the week is actually from the company you may know, Blue Moon.
I love
this is called the Light Sky. It's a citrus wheat. I don't know if it's an ale. I don't know. It just says citrus wheat, but it's a light beer, which I didn't know when I was buying it, which I should have because it says light on it. But it's a light beer.
It says it on the can.
I know, man. I saw what I was looking at was Light Sky. I thought it was like a brand, Light Sky, but no, it's light.
Light.
95 calories. So it's very light. You can tell by drinking it, but it's tangerine peel flavored. So it's a tangerine citrus.
Yeah, I've seen that around.
It's. I will say this: don't get it unless you either love tangerine or are looking for a light beer that's not the normal stuff, because this is not great. It tastes like a light beer. Like
this is literal dog water.
No. It's not that it tastes bad. It's a light beer. It doesn't taste very much at all. If you know what I mean. Like it lacks flavor.
Yes.
It's just light.
Substance.
Yeah. So like I would. But if you're trying to get some flavor on without the extra calories, I would say this is a solid choice.
Beer of the week. Good stuff.
Hey, Drip, E3's dead.
It is.
Do you have any final words for E3 before we?
We knew this was coming. I don't really know what to say about that. We were going to make this like a topic tonight, but like
we were.
We talked about it for a minute.
Yeah, when we talked about it, I said, "What are we going to say?" And then you said, "I don't know." And then I said,
"There's nothing really to talk
it's
about."
Dead. Rest in peace. Move on.
Like we've known this when it was canceled last year.
Yeah,
this year we should have known. We should have known it's done. I mean, it's been on the decline this entire. Since the pandemic, It's been on the decline.
Yes,
and it was kind of. It doesn't really serve a purpose anymore. Every company does their own showcase. PlayStation does their own. Xbox does their own. Nintendo does directs 4 times a year. They don't need E3 anymore. They just don't.
No.
I don't know.
Yeah. I will say this. The more events, the better for me. I
enjoy it. Yeah.
I kind of wish that instead of dying, it just transformed into something that maybe would have been more profitable for them or whatever.
We've got my guess Summer Games Fest.
No, but I don't know, man. Like, isn't E3 at the very beginning of the year typically? Like next month?
No, it's in June.
Oh, okay, never mind then. CES is what I'm thinking of.
Yeah,
I think E3 isn't E3 like the CES for games though.
Yeah, basically, yes.
That's probably why I'm confusing that. But I don't know.
Yeah, they do it in June.
I don't know. I think I love CES, unrelated, but it's kind of related because tech. But if they could do something similar, maybe in CES, maybe it could be games. I don't know. Like I just like the idea. The more events, the better. That's the way I feel about it. So
Jeff's got it though, man. Everybody loved the Game Awards, obviously,
dude.
right?
Yeah. Speaking of the Game Awards
like online,
and Jeff, by the way, it's not our notes, but I want to talk about this real fast. Is that Arlo put out a video today, or was it today or recently, about the Game Awards, and he talked. I actually learned some stuff. I didn't realize like what the Game Awards were before Jeff Keighley took over. Jeff Keighley's doing the world a service by taking over the Game Awards. We'll just say that. Like, you should watch Arlo's video if you haven't, and you'll see in the video what the state of the Game Awards was before Jeff Keighley took over. It was like just like you thought it. Just imagine like if Cheeto Dust and Mountain Dew was an award show. Like that's what. Just picture that. That's what the Game Awards was before Jeff Keighley took over.
I feel you.
Very good service he's doing. So.
Yeah, that's not something I was into at that point.
The ups and downs of the Game Awards, because we talked about it last week, but the ups and downs of the Game Awards, were to the side. I think Jeff Keighley is doing a good thing. Hopefully, he can kind of correct some of the stuff that maybe didn't go so well this year. Yeah.
Geeb, do you know who else was at the Game Awards?
I do, Mr. Driver.
Al Numa was at the Game Awards. Geeb.
He was. We need a soundbite for segues. Good segue.
Yeah, that was a damn.
We need like a
one.
button to press for when there's a good.
That
segue.
was a damn good one. I'm sorry, I gotta give it up for myself on that
now
one. That was very
the
good. And now it's done. But he was at the Game Awards. He was talking about Zelda.
He was
asked some questions. Do you happen to have those questions? Because I don't have them.
I have a link which you can click. It's in our Discord. I also have that paused video that you told me to pause, where it has that thing from.
Yep, I got you.
One of those places. But yeah, no, I mean, I don't have the specific questions now.
Well, I mean, basically, he was asked about. Where is it? I thought you were going to read this stuff, so I wasn't.
Well, I pulled the stuff up to read when necessary, but I didn't. I can't. It's a big article, I had to go dig.
Yeah, basically, he was talking about Tears of the Kingdom. He was asked if they were going to do another direct sequel. If we were going to get essentially what would have been Breath of the Wild 2, and he said basically no. I would love to find the actual part where he said that, because that is quite interesting. But he said no. He said that would be a sequel of a sequel. He said some other stuff, basically that they did the open world thing. That's what they wanted to do. They were trying to make a gigantic open world. They accomplished that. They built on top of it, did more things with Tears of the Kingdom, and that there probably is nothing left to do on that map. But I want to know what you think about just that part of this first. Do you think that there's nothing left on that map with this Zelda, this Link, with this story?
Man, I feel conflicted. Here's why. Ask two separate questions. Ask me number one, and I'll answer this first. Do I think that there is enough? Is there anything left with the Zelda and Link from this map?
Geeb, do you think there's anything left to do with the Link and Zelda from Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild?
Thank you for asking, Drip. I think that, yes, I think there's something left for these, especially when we're talking about story-wise. There is plenty that they did not cover in Tears of the Kingdom or Breath of the Wild, for that matter, that they can easily spend a whole nother game going over.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but now ask me this, Drip. Ask me, do I think that the same map for the third time is a good idea?
Geeb, I was really curious. Do you think that the same map for a third time in a row is a good idea or a bad idea?
Drip, I really appreciate you asking me that question. It's just what was on my mind. I actually don't think that we should do another game on this map. I have said previously that I believe I have. I'll have to go back and check the tape, but I believe I've said previously that I would be in favor of another game on this map.
Yeah,
that I think they could do it. And as I keep playing more Tears of the Kingdom, I think I'm reverting that statement. I really think that it's time. And I think I've said this before too. Like I think I said that what I said before, but I also think I said that I am open to a new game, and now I'm not just open. I am advocating for something new. But
Okay.
with that being said, if we can somehow get this Link and Zelda in that new thing, these Link and Zelda, these two, I think there's more. There is so much more. I would be. It's gonna make me really sad. This is my first Link and Zelda, dude.
I know it is. I know this is special to you. I know.
It's special to me. And if they go away and if they don't come back, I'm going. And there's so many unanswered questions. I know that they're going to always leave you with unanswered questions. That's what makes it good. But there's more that could be told about the Zonai. Like, think about this too. I was talking about this Geeb.
No, there's so much other stuff. Go ahead. There's so much other stuff, like regular Zelda stuff. Go ahead.
Like, think about this for a second.
Well, you were saying something, and I have no idea what.
Yeah, so I guess I'll bring it like this. Guys, if you just heard a abrupt cutoff, that's because we had a crash on OBS, and my internet crashed, both at the same time, which isn't that beautiful when both of those
crazy.
things...
That's nuts that they both happen
literally,
at the same time.
the internet was down and OBS at the same time. Couldn't have... I don't know if the Comcast is trying to get me. I don't know, they flew signals through my Ethernet to turn off my OBS and turn off the internet.
OBS just bit your internet.
Sure did.
Something happened.
But regardless, we're back here. So I was probably in the middle of a perfect thought, as always.
You were.
But Drip's going to pick it up from here. He knows exactly where we were. I'm just getting set back up here.
Basically, I was asking you about the two questions, the Link and Zelda and the map. But I kind of want to go back to the not even just the map, but just keeping these characters. They could easily do that on this map. I mean, we'll get to the map part, but like they have not touched any of like actual Zelda stuff in these games. Like, we just got a proper Ganondorf.
Yes.
Just now got that in this game. Not one thing has been talked about the Triforce. Not one thing.
That is true.
They have not done anything with that at all, which is weird, and I'm sure there's like a reason for it. It's probably some chronological timeline bullshit, I'm sure, but I mean, they could easily do that. As far as the map goes, do you remember the idea? Did I tell you about this idea? Maybe I was telling Hari about this idea. I had an idea that if they did this same map again, you know how in the first one we just had the map. Second one we had the map, different, but then we had the depths, which is an entire new map underneath that map, and we had the Sky Islands.
Yeah.
I thought it would be very cool if there was some event that split the map in half, and there was a giant sea in the middle, and you got some Wind Waker vibes out of it, and there was islands all in there. All the stuff inside the sea is new. All new stuff. Different islands.
Yeah.
You can do different things there. I mean, I know that's not like the greatest idea ever, but it's an example. You could still do more with this map if you wanted to. Do I think we need to do it? No.
Well, hold on, because now... I was actually going to be... I remember I was kind of telling a little bit about my thoughts on the matter, and basically I was saying I was ready for a new map and new game and everything like that, but you just like rekindled something in my brain that has been dormant for a little while, and that is like the possibility of this map expanding. Not adding on to what's there, but like you kind of just said, like let's just say it's Wind Waker style, gets dunked in the sea, but then like then you got to find new land. And now you're a whole nother... It's a brand new game with the same Link, the same Zelda, in the same Hyrule that is gone, but there's a different
kind of like a Link's Awakening situation.
Mm-hmm.
Same Link, but it's just in a different place.
Has that ever happened in a 3D Zelda where like they're not in Hyrule?
Yeah.
Which one?
Majora's Mask.
There you go. I mean, but hey, that's been 2 decades though.
It's been done. I mean, it's not something they're afraid to do, that's for sure.
We can do it again, and it could be a lot better. No offense to Majora's Mask, but the times are different now. There's so much more you can do with tech and games. There's a lot more they can do with a non-Hyrule Zelda 3D than they could with Majora's Mask.
Yeah.
And I'm also not implying there should be a gimmick associated to it. What I'm saying is kind of like you take Link's Awakening and Majora's Mask and make a baby. The different area in Zelda that's not Hyrule, because Hyrule, as we know it, just sunk into the water or something like that.
Yeah.
And now there's a whole new map with all new enemies and like, oh my God. But the same Zelda and Link.
Yeah, you want to keep that, which they did. They kept the same Link in Majora's Mask, obviously.
Yeah.
But like Link's Awakening is supposed to be the Link from A Link to the Past.
Right.
So, I mean... they've done it before, and I mean we've seen them do it with Spirit Tracks, and what the hell is that other one with Wind Waker? That's the same Link too, from Wind Waker.
Yeah.
So they do it. They do it. They've done it recently. I mean, that's possible. I mean, I wouldn't
recently.
mind.
What's recently to you?
Well, I mean, I guess that's not recently.
Wind Waker is 2 decades ago.
Okay, but it's more recent than the 64.
You were in your 20s, but the rest of us were babies.
Yeah, I mean, I was there, man. I was there for all of it. It's a good time. So, I think what you're saying about the keeping this Link in Zelda, I definitely wouldn't mind that. I do like this Link in Zelda. Are they my favorite Link in Zelda? Probably not, but I do like them. I do like them.
Yeah.
I really, really do like. I like that they've changed. They changed Link a lot. I mean, obviously, no more green tunic. He's wearing blue. But I mean,
I don't like that.
I showed my older brother that. He was like, "What?" He knows nothing about games now, but he played back in the day, and he said, I showed him what Link looks like now and what Ganondorf looks like, and he's like, "Why is he wearing blue?"
I don't know.
This first thing he's like,
I'm with your brother. Like, what is going on?
Why is he in blue?
Why is he in blue though? Why? Like, I know
it's the champion's tunic.
Just to be different. I mean,
yes.
Come on.
Yes.
Come on. The game is different enough. I want green again. Skyward Sword made me want green again.
Yeah, green's good. I like the green.
Make
too.
Zelda.
I mean,
hashtag make Zelda green again. Start that hashtag.
Yeah. Hashtag bring back the roll. Bring back the roll.
Yes. Yes.
I want the roll back in the game.
Hey.
No, my favorite Link in Zelda are Twilight Princess, for sure. There's no question.
Oh yeah, understandable. Again, it's your first.
Yeah, that's my. Well, that was not my first. Twilight Princess was not my first.
True.
Zelda
Ocarina.
was Zelda, The Legend of Zelda, 8-bit.
Oh.
Yeah, that was my first. I mean, I didn't play it well, but I mean, that's the first one I played. The first one I actually played all the way through was 64. I mean, I played the Super Nintendo one too, but not to beat it. I didn't beat it until much later. 64 was the first one I actually beat by myself. Anyway, I like the idea of keeping them. I think I'd be fine with that. But do you think that's actually what they're going to do? After 2 games, game, direct sequel, same map, do you think they're actually going to keep them? I doubt they do.
For me, this is completely uncharted territory. Like, I as long as I've been a Nintendo fan, as far as recently, because when I was a kid doesn't count.
Yeah,
it's been these 2 Zeldas and Links. It's been the same Zelda and Link.
Yeah,
Breath of the Wild into Tears of the Kingdom, without even the possibility in my mind that it'd be anything different. Because we all knew when I started playing Zelda Breath of the Wild, it was already a notion that Breath of the Wild 2 was coming. Like, it was already a thing. Like, that trailer was announced 2019 in 2020 is when I got into it. So, like, there's been a looming sequel to these characters since before I started playing.
Since you've known. Yeah.
So, literally uncharted territory for me.
What an interesting place to be.
To even
that
think.
Is a very interesting place
it's
to
weird
be.
for me to even think about the idea of, something brand new that's new. Not old. Like, there's been plenty of brand new Zeldas for me that been old games that I've gone back to. That's been way less weird for me because that's already been there, happened.
Yeah.
Thinking about something that hasn't been created yet, that is new, and not including my Link and Zelda, I don't know how I feel about that.
All right, so let's say.
All that being said, though, I still am down for something brand new. I think I want to be blown away. Like, not that Tears of the Kingdom didn't blow me away. It certainly blew me away but for different reasons. I need a new Zelda game on a new console, new Switch console. I need that shit to blow me away.
Yeah, and Tears of the Kingdom was great, but you and I both agreed before the podcast when we were kind of discussing this a little bit. It was great. It was amazing. It still is an amazing game, but it didn't have the lasting power of Breath of the Wild because Breath of the Wild was everything was completely new. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, the whole concept of a Zelda game being like that was brand new at the time. Tears of the Kingdom had it, but it didn't have it like that. It kind of faded off quicker. I think we can both agree there.
It was the same skeleton. Tears of the Kingdom is the same skeleton as Breath of the Wild. There's no way around it, right? I mean, they've changed the outerness skin. They changed the textures. They changed little things here and there about the map.
Yeah.
They've added super different gameplay, and it's all changed. But when it comes down to it, It's just a new skin over top of what already existed. And no, not DLC, you people who may still watch at some points who think it's DLC.
They don't watch anymore.
It's not DLC.
It's definitely not. 100%
It's a new game, but using the same core elements, right?
Okay, well, yeah. I mean, it's definitely a brand new game.
Yeah.
For sure. It's just using the same map. And people who are like, oh, it uses the same map. Like, there's all kinds of things that use the same map. Please don't. Like, I don't want to hear about that. That's so stupid. There's so many games that use the same map. Yeah. I don't care.
Spider-Man 2, nominated for Game of the Year, uses the same map.
Same map. It's New York. I don't like. How do you want to? Like, how the fuck are you going to change the map of New York? Like, what the fuck do you want to do to it? Oh, it's the same. Yeah, okay. I don't even care about that. So here's my question. This is what I want to ask you. We both agree we're probably going somewhere new. Where are we going? Where do you want to go? I told you where I want to go, and I'll kind of get into that after I hear your opinion on this. But like, what do you want to see in a new Zelda game? What do you want to do? You want open world? Oh, yeah. You want something completely different?
You know, Drip, I'll tell you what I want. But before I tell you
what you want, what you really want.
Before I tell you what I want, what I really, really want, I'm going to tell you a whole lot about our sponsor of today's episode, and that is Nexigo, everyone. Nexigo has their new product out. It's called the Nexigo Hall Effect Grip-Con, and it is absolutely fantastic. A Nintendo Switch Joy-Con alternative.
It is.
It features Hall Effect joysticks. It features gyro, rumble, programmable back buttons, 2 cartridge slots that it's for storing cartridges, a kickstand. If I didn't mention already, it supports both the OLED and the original Switch. But its most amazing feature, Drip, I think is without question, is that it features a built-in kickstand.
Dock.
I'm sorry, I said kickstand so confidently. It features a...
You're very confident in that kickstand, but it's a dock.
It does feature a kickstand, but it's a freaking dock, dude. It's a whole dock inside of a Switch.
This thing is sick. I gotta be honest, like, sponsor or not, this thing is badass.
Truly.
It literally has a dock on the back. It's got the HDMI port. It's got the power plug-in. It's even got a USB-C so you can plug in a wired controller if you want. I mean, dude, it's got it all. All the buttons feel good. It's got Hall Effect sticks. The Switch sits in there nice. I mean, it looks good. It's got it all. It's cool. This is a very, very cool thing. The fact that they fit a dock in here and it's still as slim as it is, too, is actually pretty amazing. I mean, it's slim.
It really is. It truly is slim, like Drip says. Like, it's the weight is good. Like, literally, sponsor aside, everybody, I can truly back this product. Like, I can't believe how much I like this. And you guys at home know how much I can't stand grips that hurt my hands. Most grips hurt my hands, except for like the Skull & Co. and the Satisfy. Those are the only two that don't really hurt my hands. This one doesn't hurt my hands. I swear. It's good. I can highly recommend it. Anything else to add, Drip?
No, it's great.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
You guys can find and get your Nexigo Hall Effect Grip-Con with the links down below. Their website is www.nexigo.com. That is NEXIGO.com. You can buy the Grip-Con with a different link down below as well, so make sure to hop over to their website and pick that grip up. Truly recommended by the Drip G Podcast, as well as a proud sponsor. Thank you so much, Nexigo, for sponsoring today's episode.
Hashtag show me your dock.
Hashtag show me your dock. Listen, I'm going to be bringing this thing on my when I leave for the East Coast to see my family and stuff.
Yeah.
I no longer am going to bring my travel dock.
You don't need a dock now.
I don't need a dock, dude. This is what I'm bringing.
Awesome.
It truly is.
That's the way to travel for sure. Anyway, back to Zelda.
What was I going to tell you?
What do you want? New game. What do you want?
What I want?
Do you want to hear what I want? Because I can tell you what I really, really want.
I'm going to tell you what I really, really want, Drip. I still do want open world. Don't get me wrong. I really want open world. But I think to kind of lean into linear the aspect again, like Tears of the Kingdom did, but even more so. I want more linear. I don't want more restriction. Don't confuse linear with restriction. Having a more clear and obvious and recommended set path.
I know what you mean, yeah.
While at the same time being able to leave that path anytime you want.
Right.
For any given reason.
That's what basic open world structures are. You know what I mean?
Yes,
like to
but,
progress the story, you go to
yeah.
this certain place to do this thing.
Right. But for the one where Tears of the Kingdom gets it right is those other games, for the most part, I've never experienced an open world game quite like Tears of the Kingdom Breath of the Wild. They are truly open. Every mountain peak you see, all of the water, every wall, everything is, you can touch, climb, jump, everything. There's other games out there which I really like. I'll call out the Horizon series, Horizon Zero Dawn, or whatever the Horizon, I think they're called from PlayStation. Those games are great, but like, listen, you ever tried like climb up some of those mountains? Like, it's open, kinda. Like, there's a bunch of little mini invisible walls. There's no real good animations for climbing, so like, you get kind of stuck and janky. That's so like, and that's their way of forcing you onto the linear path. That's not what I want. I want it to just be so obvious and blatant and required that I want to take the path, but not literally physically stopping me and calling it open. I want to be able to leave whenever I want, do the side quest, but also go linear. So yeah, what do you want?
Okay, and I kind of told you about this yesterday when we started talking about what we were going to talk about on the show here. I want a hybrid is what I want. I want the old Zelda and the new Tears of the Kingdom Breath of the Wild Zelda, and I want a little bit of both. Yeah. I want that engine. I mean, I want the physics. I want the way things work in this game to stay. I love it. I think it's great.
Of course. No doubt.
The size of the map, I think we need a new, redesign, completely new thing. But I think what would be cool is if in this style, we were... I do want some places to be blocked off. I want it to be where you can only go to certain areas, but then, after you finish the story, then you have a gigantic open world and you can go everywhere. But I want things blocked off to where you have, you got to get this thing from this actual dungeon, and then you can, hit a rock and knock all this shit over and you can get through this place, something like that. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
I just want it to be an actual set path with a story that follows that set path, and then after you're done with the story, you get the open world. You get the whole thing, just like we have now, and then you can go do whatever. And, you can stop and do all that stuff that you want to do, like you're saying. You can go off the path anytime you want in the parts you have open and just do stuff there. And then, come back to those places when you have new items that will help you get new things in that place. You know what I mean? Like whatever area that is. You can see stuff like, oh, there's a thing over there, but I can't get that yet because I don't have a hook shot.
Yeah, so here's what I'll say. I mean? Here's what I'll respond with that with Drip. I think kind of what you're saying, and see if I'm not putting words in your mouth, so tell me if I'm off base here. I think what you're kind of saying is you kind of want to replace the weapon system as we know it with the traditional system.
The items.
But everything else is the same. But like you have to find you just have your sword. There's a reason why you have it. The game tells you why. Or if you need to go find the sword, the master sword, either way.
Yeah, that's the whole thing.
You just get a sword that doesn't break, but also is not upgradable or anything like that besides things you get in the world. That's a really interesting concept to bring to the current,
Yeah, I don't want the breakable weapons got to go. They got to go.
Breakable weapons, I'm done with them too. The upgrading them was cool with the fusing, but
yeah, it was cool.
Again, we're done. We're done with that. I think getting a sword to start, being able to find the master sword later, upgrading your sword as you go by achieving things in the game.
Yeah, and they've done that in other games too. Like where you've been able to like power up your sword, do this, that, whatever. I mean, that I like that too. Yeah,
yeah.
But I want the items to be done.
Finding a hook shot.
The items.
So
exactly.
So when you're trying to climb a mountain instead of using stupid potions and shit, you have a hook shot that can hook up the fucking mountain.
Or you have
and you zoom right up.
You have different things, like whatever. I've done videos on this in the past, items I want to see come back in Zelda and stuff, which we got none of. We didn't get that, which I was hoping for in this one. But I feel like there's a lot of people who are like, Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, good. But I want old Zelda. I want old Zelda back. I do. I mean, I don't know. I know there's two sides of that argument, and then there's people. I guess I'm kind of in the middle. I guess I want both. Give me both. Give me more of the old structure with all the new bells and whistles, I guess.
Yeah, I think before this podcast started, I think I was kind of on the fence with you on that, but I think I now stand with you on that.
Good. I'm glad. I'm glad.
Especially with the item things. That actually gets me excited. That would get me excited.
Yeah, that would be fun. And then you find shit, and like that's cool. That's what Zelda was all about. Like, oh man, what are we gonna get in this dungeon? What are we gonna get? How are we gonna be able to use it? That's what it's all about. That's what's fun about it.
Yeah.
Okay. Question. Let's say we're getting a game like that, Geeb. How long is it gonna be until we see that game?
What year is it?
It's about to be 2024. We had 6 years between Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, and it used the same engine.
I'll tell you what, if I'm
and assets.
Yeah, if it's 2030 and we still don't have a Zelda game, or that's when it comes out, I'm gonna be a little miffed. I'm not gonna lie. I think this new game has to come sooner than 6 for sure. I'm gonna say even 4 is the max. 4 years is the max.
I can handle 4 years. So that would be 2020.
And we need to hear something about
26, 27.
We need to hear something by 2026. If it's January 2026 and we have not heard anything, I'm gonna be pissed.
Well, I mean, I think that sounds about right. Who knows? It could be even longer. I'm sure they're working on whatever it is now, at least starting to develop, the basis of. So I'm sure they're working on things. Obviously. There's a couple other questions. There's a few other things I want to go over here. The next thing I actually want to ask you is, we do know, elephant in the room, there are some Zelda games that we could probably get over to the Switch pretty easily.
Yeah.
If you don't know what I'm talking about, I know that's crazy because we've never talked about it on this show ever. There are some games that could come to the Switch. Including those other things we've heard about. What's actually going to be the next Zelda game we get?
I swear to Bob, if it's not Hyrule Warriors, the imprisoning
I actually
war,
love this idea, dude. I love that.
If it's not that, I mean, if we get like, I don't know. Any Zelda would be exciting, unless it's like a port from an old console that is not remastered on the online service. Yeah,
I mean,
unless it's one of those again.
Well, we've got all of them on there. There's nothing else to bring over.
Anything else would be super exciting. A new 2D would be exciting.
I would be very, very excited about a new 2D Zelda.
But I'm
very
3D
excited.
all. Zelda's 3D all day for me. I played some 2D Zeldas. I like a few of them, but for the most part, I'm a 3D Zelda guy.
The newest 2D Zelda is so damn good, though.
There are a few good ones.
Link Between Worlds.
I'd be a fan of a new one. I'd be a fan of a new one for sure. I'd be a fan of a remake of a Link Between Worlds.
Or just
or port.
Make it look a little nicer and port it over. I'd be really happy.
I would play it all over again, especially on like a Pro controller and not a freaking 3DS. Yeah, for sure.
I played through it twice.
But yeah, my answer will remain for the foreseeable future. Hyrule Warriors: The Imprisoning War. I mean,
dude, that idea is amazing.
The name. I have the whole thing down. Like Aonuma, call me. Okay, like
and for those of you who don't know this idea, what he's talking about is taking, like they did with Breath of the Wild, taking that story that happened 100 years ago and making it into a warrior style game. He's talking about taking all the memories from this new game, from Tears of the Kingdom, and making that the story of the game. What happened, whenever Zelda went back in time. Or that's good. I would love that for sure. Or idea number 2 with that is you take it a step farther and go back hundreds of thousands of years, and we're in Zonai time, and we see why did the Zonai people go? Why are they dead? Where'd they go? They died. Oh yeah, but I mean that whole thing. Yeah, we would see all that. We would see all that through this whole thing. It would be wild.
Yeah, like
it'd be crazy. I
guess
think it's a great idea.
Still the game. That's still the same game, I guess. But yeah,
it is the same game. But I don't see why they wouldn't do that. I mean, the other one was great.
I would for this holiday would have been awesome. My fear is that they wait
too soon though.
But my fear is they wait for next holiday, which is too far away. I just want it so bad. I want to play it really bad. It hasn't been announced.
That'd be great. I think
it hasn't been announced.
Idea.
There's no leaks or rumors of it. I just want it, and I want it so bad that I can't wait for it. And that's a problem. Expectation is the thief of joy.
What if they never make it? Then you're gonna be really upset.
I'm gonna be furiously sad.
You're gonna be waiting, just sitting on the swing, waiting, standing in the pool, waiting. I don't know. I like that idea. I mean, Nintendo has said they want to try to get a Zelda game out every year. They didn't they miss 1 year?
They sure
or
did.
they
Last
get one
year.
out?
Last year.
Yeah, last year.
Nothing last year.
Because Tears of the Kingdom got delayed.
That's right.
So they want to get one out every year. They got one this year. We'll probably get one next year. My guess, is it going to even be on the Switch? I mean, who knows? If
the answer
things
is
are
no.
right,
We're
if
not
things are actually happening the way that they say they're happening, we're going to see the Switch 2 halfway through next year.
I was watching somebody's video today. I think it was Spawn Wave. Shout out to Spawn Wave. His video kind of wrapped up how I feel about it. I don't know if it's true or not, but the fact that he's saying it makes me feel good because I feel like he's more in tune than I am. He was saying that he would not be surprised if by January we're already hearing something about Switch 2. And it could be released by March. He's kind of, it sounds like he's on board with January announcement, March release.
I just can't see that. It's so hard for me to fathom that they would let all these people buy this thing for the holidays and then just say, actually, fuck you, we got a new one. Thanks for buying that. Here's the next one.
Whether they wait till January or wait till March to announce, not release, but announce, it's still the same thing. It doesn't matter. Dude, it doesn't matter. It's business.
But the end of why would they do it now, though?
Because, dude, there's no games. Where are the games? And Peach,
there's games coming out. We've got
doesn't
Peach.
count. No, Peach
yes, it does. It's a
no,
game.
It doesn't.
It does count.
Peach could be a mobile game for all I give a crap about.
We've got Peach. I mean, they're all remakes except for the Peach game. The Donkey Kong versus Mario thing.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, Drip,
Luigi's Mansion.
You asked me why would they do it so soon. I answer because there's no freaking games. No, Peach doesn't count, and no, the ports don't count. And the remasters, because
when does it come out then?
That's just the filler announcements for late this year. That was just for the. That's not. Oh, here's what was coming out.
Well, Luigi's Mansion's not coming out till summer. They don't even have a date.
Yeah, and those ports can come out on mobile phones if they wanted to. It doesn't matter what console those get. I don't care if those things are put on the 3DS instead of Switch. Those are just placeholder names, and they were to give us something to hear and some news for Nintendo. Those are just placeholder things because we know soon in 2024 we got to hear something. We have to hear something soon. I'm not saying we have to hear it in January, but what I'm saying is the reason that has to come soon is because they haven't given us anything. Now, if there's a January Direct instead and no announcements,
February probably.
Yeah, if there's no January February Direct, if there is a January or February Direct and there's no hardware announced and there's no games, really.
Yeah, well, I mean,
then I'm confused. Then I'm confused.
There's got to be games.
We're either going to get games and we're not going to get a Switch in our hands until 2025, or
it'll be holiday. I think.
Yeah, they could announce like trailers, not like gameplay trailers.
Yeah, they did with the Switch, man. They did it. They announced it October? I think it was out by March. They showed it in October. I think the first time it was out by March. They could show it in June. They could show it in whenever, and it could be out for the holidays. But anyway, the Direct thing is that's an interesting thing because that would be a place. A February Direct would be a place where we could see the next what it is.
Just a teaser is all we need to.
No. I'm talking about the Zelda.
Oh, okay.
With a that's where one of these quick ports could come. Like, oh yeah, we're doing Wind Waker or Twilight Princess or whatever, Link Between Worlds, whatever it is, and it's coming out in 3-4 months.
Yeah.
That could happen.
Could happen.
In fact, the more I think about that, the more probable I feel that is.
You know how I feel about this.
I mean, they gotta get one more out on the Switch, right? They gotta get one more on the Switch, right? They can fit one more in there. Just throw one more before you start announcing the Switch 2.
Yeah, again, you know how I feel about this. I've said it multiple occasions at this point. If we hadn't seen it by, 5-6 months ago, whatever I said, if we didn't see it back then, that was our last chance. We're not getting it on the Switch as we know it. It's going to be on the next console. There is no, as far as I know, Drip, there is nothing. Nintendo has nothing planned besides the stuff they've already announced. Nothing planned for the Switch. It is over.
It might be
done.
You may be right. It might be completely done.
They have already signed the papers. It's done. The new thing is coming. It's just a matter of how soon are they willing to wait to say anything with the risk of people getting pissed off because there's nothing coming out. Again, no, Peach doesn't count. Peach is, for all intents and purposes, a very niche game for a very small audience of Nintendo.
It's still a game. It counts. Okay, back to the Zelda stuff. Another thing they were talking about is, and I don't even want to spend a lot of time on this, but I do want to touch on it, about Zelda being a playable character.
Oh my God, yeah. I wanted to make the thumbnail about that because I was excited about that possibility.
Do you want that? Are you like, is that something you're like really interested? I don't care. I don't really want to play a Zelda that much, dude.
I've wanted it since before Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity came out. And when it came out, I was so excited that you could play as Zelda.
She is a very overpowered character. Mm-hmm. Like when she's got her like god powers.
Yeah, when she finds her Triforce power. Yeah,
that is sick. I don't need to play as Zelda. I mean, there could be like parts as Zelda. I don't want to play a full game as Zelda. That's not a Zelda game. Is she just going to get a sword all of a sudden?
Are you telling me that
just has
you
a sword?
turned down the opportunity of a spinoff because you don't want to play Zelda, quote unquote?
Oh no, if it's a spinoff and it's a different, like, it can't be the same style of game.
There's two ways they could go about it. Either a spin-off game where it's a separate game where Zelda is not a Hyrule Warriors game, just a separate Zelda game that is a Zelda playable game. Or in the midst of a Zelda game where you normally play as Link, there are segmented portions. I think was it RGT that was, maybe it was RGT talking about this.
Yeah, I would be fine with that.
Yeah, like segmented portions of the game where you cut to Zelda and now you're Zelda for a little while. You go back to
I would
Link
like that.
later.
I think that would be fun. It would change things up a little bit.
Or maybe that could be a gameplay feature, dude, is where like you're playing as Zelda and you click a button, now you're playing as Link. And that's like,
they do that.
That's like
Spider-Man too.
That's like one of the gimmicks, you know? Yeah. I mean, that could be a gimmick of the game.
Good use of the SSD. Really like it. It's awesome. Just goes to the other side of the city.
Yeah.
It's really cool. I would be fine with that. With little parts of Zelda in the game, I'd be much happier with than a full, I don't know. I don't need to play as Zelda through a full game. And then what? Link's just your sidekick? He's just standing there?
No, I said, not a full game, but like I just said, those are the two options at the table. I really don't think there's many other options besides those two. There's no full Zelda Legend of Zelda game where Zelda's the only playable character. That's not going to happen.
Probably not. But I mean, I don't know, man. That's basically it for this topic. But I think February is going to tell us a lot about at least what the next thing is going to be. Because we have the Switch 2 questions. We don't know when that's coming out. But I mean, I think a February Direct tells us a lot at that point.
I'm super ready for new information. For anything. For anything.
Just
for anything.
Give me a
please.
fucking Switch 2.
We're going to hold you over in the meantime, Nintendo fan, to watch our show. With next week's show, which is going to have our as many guests as we can gather from this past season, all in one episode to enjoy and have a conversation with and talk about many things. So far, we have confirmed John Ebo and we have confirmed Chess. So those should be, I mean, those two alone are going to be super fun. But if we can get even more, we'll do that. But for now, that's the two confirmed we have. So look forward to that next week. And then the week after, we're doing, we already have a pre-recorded episode. Drip and I recorded earlier today. So
it's not that great, but you should watch it anyway.
I tried. I edited it. I tried it. It's still a full podcast. It's just not our best work because we weren't live. We do this better live. I don't know why.
We do. We really do. I don't know why that is. I just feel so much better doing this live. That it's the same thing. We don't talk to the chat when we're doing it.
Why is
it's the same thing?
It's like having the eyeballs on us makes us more comfortable, which would be the opposite.
I know. It's very. I don't know.
When it's just when it's just you and I by ourselves, I get nervous. I do the same thing when I make videos. I get nervous for like, wow, why am I nervous right now? Like. I'm in my basement, but nobody here. Like, but yeah. So that Christmas episode will drop on Christmas. Look forward to that. We kind of review the year that happened as far as our podcast is concerned. So,
and make sure you guys check out dripandgeeb.shop.
That's right.
Get your merch.
Use
There's a code
pre-order 10 to get 10% off. Get you a couple dollar reduce off.
Do it quick while the pre-orders are happening.
That is accurate.
Not going to be going on forever.
So yeah, that's what we're doing. No, I think the rest of the year, like next week, guys, if you didn't know that, if you're listening to audio, that's our last stream of the year. So if you've missed our streams at this point, that's the last one of 2023. If you want to watch before 2023 is over, that's the last one next week. And then the new season 4, begins on January 4th, not February.
Big things. Season 4, big things.
Crazy things. Big things. Bigly.
Bigly. Huge.
Huge. Bigly. We're going to wrap this up. Thank you for the live people for sticking with us through the technical difficulties. Had a whole computer crash, restart, internet, everything was crazy. But we got it done. We got it back here. And appreciate all you guys. Stick around. We're doing the after show. But the rest of you guys, we'll see you next week.
Peace.